What's up, guys? We are doing a video on the Easy Christmas Suite guitar number 1. We're starting off with 2 rests, so rest, rest, 3 and 1, and 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Couple ways to approach this, all right? Way number 1 is to play the first little line in the first position. So E, D, C, D, E, F, G, easy peasy. Or you can come down here and play it in the 5th position, which is where you're gonna end up anyway, all right? So, all right, so in this position, we're in the 5th position. So my first finger's right around the 5th fret, my second finger's 6th, third finger 7th, and then 8th is my little pinky. All right, so we're starting here on the E, 2nd string, 5th fret, and going to D on the 3rd string, 7th fret, C down to the 5th fret, and then all the way back up again to the G. So on the and of 2, D, E, F, G. All right, so let's play that line. 1, 2, 3, rest, rest. 2 and 3 and 1, 2. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, all right? Now we're coming up to the high A on the 5th fret, all right? Remember, our first finger is in the, excuse me, in the first position on that 5th fret, all right? So first finger's on the 5th fret. A, B on the 7th fret, C on the 8th fret, all right? And you can play this whole, like, section all the way, I'm looking, all the way to, like, the 40s in that 5th position, all right? So let's get really accustomed to it. What you can do is you can play that C major scale in the 5th position, so C on the 5th fret, D on the 7th fret, E, F, G, all right, on the 8th, A, B, C. And I play that maybe, 10 times before I started, working on this piece, so see. Just to kind of remember where everything is, because if you're solid on that, every note is in that little area, all right? So let's keep on going. So we have A, B, C, down to B, A, G, A, B, C, B, A, G, A, B, C, G, F, E. Now, we had talked about this in class. In this next section, it's actually just a repeat of the first 9. So you have... big deal, all right? So that takes us all the way into 18, okay? And then we start the same way we started the piece. And now we come to this next section, which is kind of the, I don't know, maybe more developed A section in the piece. And we go to the, instead of going to the A, B, C, we go C, CBA, all right? So CBA, and this is right at 19 going into 20. So 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and that takes you all the way to 25, okay? So at 26, you're gonna come down to the G, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right, so that's all the way at 33. But you know what's going on here? It sounds like you have turned into a harmony rather than the melody. Somebody else is probably playing the melody while you're helping out the harmony and providing some lift in that. All right, so we're at 33. So let's just start 33. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so let's talk about that section because things got a little high, right? So we're at 42. So you're starting very similar to something that you've done before. That's going into 43, right? And then you're coming from the CBA, but you're going back up, all right? So one thing that you can do there is slide up to the B, right? And then reach for that high E. All right, so let's practice that. We're starting at, let's start at 41. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So I played a little different there with a little bit of variation. No big deal. Work on that for a second and kind of go back through a video and find some spots and just keep plugging away at it. All right, so let's look at good king when I have no idea. Good king. We'll just call it good king. So things get a little bit fast for you, and you can jump back into the first position. So you have 1 and 2 and 1 and so you're in common time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and we're gonna play that F sharp because the F natural doesn't sound very good, as you heard. All right, so I think you've heard this song before. A lot of people have, but you see those little kind of like ties, but they're not breaking the bar line, so you know it's not a tie. So here you have what's called a hammer-on. All right, so you're gonna go 1 and 2 and then you're gonna hammer on to that. All right, so that means that you play the note, and then with your second finger, so it's on the second fret, you're gonna hit it, and you're gonna hammer it on. So hammering on the note. All right, so you have 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Sorry, I'm falling apart. All right, so you have a pull off. I was thinking about how I was going to explain pull off, and I missed the F sharp. It's a mess. So pull off, it's the opposite of a hammer on. So with a pull off, you're going to play that note. So let's take the note right there at 53. You play the E, and then it has a line going down. All right, so you're going to pull down. You're not going to pluck it down to the D. All right, no big deal. So you have a hammer on and a pull off. All right, so hammer on, you're hitting the note. Pull off, you're playing the first note and pulling down so that you can play that next note. All right, so it's a pull off. All right, so let's take a look. We're back at 52. So a couple pull-offs, a couple hammer-ons, but nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Oh, that's all the way to 60, all right? So let's play at 61. So right, so same idea pertains when you're playing in any position. So if you're playing the G and you're hammering onto the A, just hold the G down. All right, no big deal. And when you're pulling off, say, to the E to the D right there in measure 62, it's the same idea. You just got to get ready with the D. So that when you pull down, it pulls down to the D instead of like an open note like we've done before. Okay, no big crazy deal. All right, so we are coming up to 65. Now you're going really high for 65, right? So to the D, all right? So 10th fret, first string. Okay, so let's play that. Now you're switching from the 5th position to the 7th position. So little pinky on the D, coming down to the E. Don't worry about the trill right now. So and 2 and 1 and 2. I break the lines all the time. I try to just do 2 beats at a time, but we're actually in 4, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No big deal. So right there at 65. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. All right. So let's talk about this because I think that we can also play this in 7th position instead of kind of jumping around. All right. So let's start talking about 60. Or 61. All right, so I want you to play in 7th position. So it's going to get a little tough. Don't worry, everything will be fine. So you're going to, once again, first finger is going to cover the 7th fret, second finger is going to cover the 8th fret, third finger is going to cover the 9th fret, and 10th fret with a little pinky. All right, so you're going to start here with the second finger on the 2nd string, 8th fret. So that's your G. So 2 G's coming up to the A. That's your D right there. Pull off from the E. Easy peasy, keep on going. So a little bit of a jump all the way down to the bottom, and then you have some harmonics, and we'll talk about those harmonics because they're way up there. Get started with that, and then we will hammer out "O Come All Ye Faithful" in class because that's pretty easy. All right, hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions in class, and I will talk to you guys soon.